Hey, what's up, you guys? Frank Andrews here, and today I just want to talk about a couple keys to persuasion, how to be more persuasive and influential in, in your business and sales, in life in general. And if you like any of this stuff and you enjoy this content, you may want to go on over to frankmandrews.com and check out the programs I have over there. Now, if you're watching this on the replay, go ahead and let me know where you're watching from. And if at any time during this video you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to let me know. Drop a comment on any questions that you may have. Now, I'm actually broadcasting across multiple devices, podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. So I'm going to try and catch as many of the questions as I can. But if for some reason I don't get your question on the live, I'll come back and answer it a little later on. So really I wanted to talk about some keys to persuasion and just basically how to be more persuasive and influential in everything that you do. Now, I do not mean like manipulative, just actually being able to really communicate your ideas better, to paint a clearer picture and help people understand exactly what it is you have to sell, or what kind of opportunities that you have, or whatever it is that you actually really want to communicate to them. So I'm just going to jump right into it. So one of the most powerful kind of persuasion tactics is actually asking questions. Like, I believe it was Socrates, he literally taught people by asking questions. Like, because when you ask somebody a question, they have to answer it at least in their mind, right? So you can kind of guide them and lead them. One example would be, like, if you're in a network marketing company, you could be like, what would it be like if this actually worked and in 2 years from now you were completely financially free? And they would actually, answer that question and see that reality in their head. So, you can experiment with it and use it in different ways. But if you understand that, questions are very powerful and you can kind of guide people in the way that you want them to go with questions. It's actually one of the most powerful language patterns in, like, neurolinguistic programming, conversational hypnosis, and things like that. Now, I'm going to go over, several of these concepts in this video, but if you want to go even deeper into this, I highly recommend you go to frankmandrews.com and check out my inner circle. That way I can just basically work with you one-on-one, going over all this, and we cover persuasion and influence, but also online marketing and general mindset stuff. So let's see, the next thing is reciprocity, right? Now, reciprocity is just basically doing something for someone and then they do something for you, right? Because when you do something for someone, they have like a subconscious need to do something for you most of the time. Not everybody, but people in general. When you do stuff for them, when you provide them value, they actually really want to provide you value. So, like, as in network marketing or in business or something like that, if you can actually really help people, sometimes for free, just go out of your way and actually help people, they're gonna have a subconscious need to give that back to you in some form or another. So reciprocity is really powerful, and that's why you should always lead with value. That's why you hear all of the online gurus and things telling you to lead with value, because of reciprocity. Okay, like when you actually provide people value, when you do things for people, when you help people, they actually feel a subconscious need to help you out. So does that make sense to you guys? If that makes sense, drop a 1 down there for me. Let me know that somebody's out there listening to me. And if you're listening on the podcast right now, I guess you can't leave a comment, but just understand, I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. So that's why sometimes I'll ask people to comment or leave a question. And if at any time during this, you guys, that you have a question, don't hesitate. Just drop the question in the comments below. It'll help me. It'll help me help you, and it'll also probably help somebody else, because if you have a question, someone else actually probably has the same question. So I see we got a couple 1s coming in. Okay, great, perfect. Now, let's see. The next thing is anchoring. Now, anchoring is one of the most powerful persuasion techniques that you can use, okay? And basically what it is, just to be real obvious or something, you just basically anchor a thought or a feeling or, something really great to yourself, right? Like I just did an anchor just then. Does anybody know, can anybody spot what I did? If you can spot the anchor and you put it in the comments, I'll give you a free coaching call. I'm going to give it just a second just to see if anybody actually spotted what I just did. Give you probably like 30 seconds. Free 1-hour coaching call for if somebody can tell me the anchor that I just did right now. Sorry for you guys on the podcast. You can't see it, but I'll explain in just 1 second. I see we got Joshua on here, Sharon on here, Erica's on here, Mike Arthur. Appreciate you guys jumping on here tonight. We got Steve over here on Instagram, Rack Combs Carolina on Instagram. So we got a couple people on here live. Okay, I guess nobody spotted the anchor. So basically what it is I said, the really great mentors or something like that. And when I did that, I actually, touched myself. And you can do this with products. You can anchor, you can be like, I know this is something that you really need, and touch your product. And it's very subtle, but it's actually one of the most powerful things. And another example, if you're like going to a job, you can say something to the effect of, now, I don't know if you guys are looking for good employees or not, but if you notice, like I touched myself and anchored good employees to myself. Although I didn't say I am a good employee, it still anchors that to you or to your product. You can use that to your product. You can also do like geographical location, geographical anchoring, where you can be like, this is, you can be like, this is like an amazing product, a product that you absolutely need. Have you guys seen this before? And so basically what you're doing there is, it's called a geographical anchor. And, you're letting people draw their own conclusions and come to their own conclusions. But like this is the CBD oil. I don't know if you know this by now, but I'm actually in a free to join opportunity. It's one of the only network marketing companies where you don't actually have to pay anything to get started. I give you tons of training, and there's no monthly fees. You start earning 20% commissions instantly. And you can even build a team of distributors. Like me, I've built, I've got about 2,300 distributors in CTFO, and it's 100% free to start. The team's growing faster and faster every single day. And if you're interested in that, all you got to do is go over to frankmandrews.com/CTFO, and you can join my team. I'll train you, show you everything you need to get started up and running your own home business today. Now, okay, for you guys that are in sales, man, my hair is all messed up. But, okay, so for you guys that are in sales, sales, when it comes to persuasion and influence in sales, you have to understand that sales is just basically the transference of emotion. Now, what do I mean by that? Basically, how you feel inside. If you're around somebody long enough, even over the internet, on text, it doesn't matter. But people pick up subconsciously how certain you are about your product. That's why I always tell people, become a product of the product. Because you have to be certain about your product. You have to be certain about your company. And, when people are buying from you, they actually have to be certain about you. So basically you need to be certain yourself. So you need to know your products. You need to try your products. You need to know your company. And you need to feel good about yourself. You always need to be improving yourself, educating yourself, finding mentors, and learning every single day so that you feel good about yourself, so that you're certain that you're bringing value, so that other people will feel certain that you're bringing value. You should never sell a product that you're not certain about. That's why I'm actually so passionate about the CBD oil. I use these products myself. I get them every month. This is one of my favorites, and it's not even a CBD product. It's just Super 7 vitamins. It's like 7 superfoods that you need. But, I also take the CTFO oil every day as well. But anyways, my point is, the reason that I got actually involved in that company is because, I know that it's an amazing product. And then I did my research on the company, and the owners are amazing. It's a debt-free company. There's no barrier to entry. Like, anybody can join, anybody can start today and build a successful business from home. You guys, there's people making $100,000 a month sitting at home playing on their phone, talking to people, helping people. Now, I'm not that far yet, but like I said, I'm making a very good income from it. I built a team of 2,300 distributors, and we're growing more and more every day. And I can show you how to do that if you're interested. But, the reason that I can do that and the reason that I provide so much value is because I'm certain about myself. Like, I've been studying the most successful people in the world for years. I've been studying sales and marketing for years. I did my research on all of the products I sell. I use all of the products I sell. So I'm certain about it. So it's very easy for me to transfer that emotion of certainty to other people. I hope that makes sense. If that makes sense, let me know. Let me see if it makes sense. Drop a 1 in the chat box if it makes sense. I'm going to wait till I get some 1s, make sure I'm just not, talking crazy over here. Because I do that sometimes. Drop a 1 in the chat box if that makes sense, and then I can actually move on to the next thing. Are you guys getting some value out of this? If you are getting some value out of this, go ahead and smash that share button. You don't even have to share it to your timeline. You can share it in a group or whatever you want to do. But I'd appreciate it. This can help your team or whoever. And it's actually gonna actually increase your edge ranking as well. So you might as well go ahead and hit that share button now, or Okay, so I see Mike Arthur said and Steve says that I'm making sense. So that's great. I'm glad I'm making sense, because I wonder sometimes. Okay, now the next thing is language patterns. Okay, so basically, you know, I don't know if you guys have heard of this or not, but like when I first came online, I actually came online and I was teaching neuro-linguistic programming and conversational hypnosis. And basically what that is in like layman terms is using words and phrases, like language patterns, to actually reprogram someone's mind or talk to their subconscious mind, because a lot of people don't realize that 80% of people's decisions and actions in general are done with the unconscious mind. Okay, that's like, you know, when people are on drugs and things like that, and they want to quit, and they tell themselves they're going to quit, and they actually believe they're going to quit, but the reason that they don't quit is because they have subconscious patterns running. Okay, and they're trying to quit with the conscious mind, and that's the problem. Like a lot of people in sales, they're trying to communicate with the conscious mind, but when you actually really learn to communicate with the unconscious mind, you're actually going to become a lot more effective. Now, I hope that makes sense. And so I was going to cover a couple of these language patterns. I'm not going to go like even real deep into it, but just to give you guys an idea, and you can, you know, do your own research, or, you know, if this is something that you're interested in learning more about, then you can always go to frankmandrews.com and check out my coaching programs. I mean, you know, the coaching programs, they range from like $7 a month to $200 a month. So it's super affordable. Like anybody can afford it. And we can go even deeper into this stuff if that's what you want to, you know, learn persuasion and influence, mindset and marketing, and just, you know, really how to take yourself and your business to the next level. And I know, because I've helped hundreds upon hundreds of people just like you and me do the exact same thing. I mean, you know, so I know I can help you. Now, so some of the most powerful words you can use, I'm going to cover 4 power words real quick. I hope you guys are getting some value out of this. So 4 of the most powerful words in the English language are, one of the most powerful words is imagine. Okay? Now, why do I say imagine is one of the most powerful words? Because when you say imagine, like, can you imagine what it would be like if you started this business today and in 2 years from now you were living a life of total and complete financial freedom? You know, when you say that, when you say imagine and then whatever you say after it, like they literally imagine that. You know, and hopefully it's true. You know, obviously you can't guarantee results, but like I know that if somebody comes into my company 100% free, they follow the step-by-step guides that I give them. Like, I mean, I know where I'm at, so if they do exactly what I did, they're going to be where I'm at. So I can say that with certainty, but you know, it's hard for me to make someone else certain. But by using that language pattern, you know, like you can say, well, I'm going to stick with that one. Just imagine. That's one of the most powerful words that there are, because they actually literally imagine that, you know. Now, the next one of the most powerful words is now. Like, do you remember when you were a kid, okay, and your mom told you to go to your room, like, little Jimmy, go to your room, honey. And be like, Mom, I don't want to. Be like, Jimmy, I said go to your room. You'd be like, no, Mom, I'm not tired. And your mom would be like, Jimmy, go to your room now. And when she said, Jimmy, go to your room now, like you just listened and you just did what she said, right? So now is really powerful. It's just kind of, you know, it's like a direct command is what they call it, a direct command. And you can do it in subtle ways. You know, you can be like, if you want to actually, like, I'm not telling you to buy my stuff. Now, if you did buy my stuff, you know, did you notice like the tone and how it wasn't actually after that phrase, but starting the next sentence? That's kind of a slicker way that you can do it. You don't want to just tell people, buy my stuff now, but you can say something like, I don't know if you're ready to buy my stuff Now, if you do buy my stuff, I'll throw in these bonuses. Like today, I did a product review, and I actually literally put 35 bonuses. Like when you buy this $20 software that I sent out to my email list today, you literally get 35 bonuses. And just the first 3 are like my custom bonuses, and they're like worth $5,000. And then there's like 20 something other bonuses. But I don't know why I got stuck on that for a second. But anyways, the next most powerful word that you can say to somebody is their name or the word you. Their name or the word you. And the reason that's so powerful is because a person's name is like the sweetest sounding sound to them. So Steve says, where did you learn all this? Man, I've been studying this for about, I don't know now, probably 7, 8 years or something like that. I mean, Tony Robbins, I learned a lot from Tony Robbins. I learned a lot from, a guy named David Snyder. You can find him on YouTube. He's got a ton of videos on this stuff. His name's David Snyder. Tons of stuff for free. And if you want to learn even more and you want to actually work with me, go to frankmandrews.com and check out the Inner Circle coaching program, where we sit down for, an hour once a week and just go over whatever it is, that we can do to really take you and your business to the next level. And it's especially focused on like persuasion and mindset and online marketing. Those are kind of my things. So that's what I can help you with, But so now the next powerful word is because. So, it just has to do with the way that people's thoughts are structured. I probably should have planned this better, but people... let's see. Because is a very powerful word. When okay, I'll give you an example. Like, okay, so there was this lady, and they did a study on this, okay? And this lady needed to make copies. So she went to Kinko's. That's a copy shop. Not a coffee shop, but a copy shop where you, like, make copies, print things off and things like that. I don't know if you guys have that, but in Tennessee where I grew up, they have Kinko's, and you can go make copies there. So they did a study. I don't know if it was actually at Kinko's, but it was at a printing shop like that. And she had a paper, right? And then there was only one copy machine working. And so there was a huge line, right? And so this lady went up to the front of the line and she asked, Can I cut in front of you and make a copy? Just one copy. And most everybody said no, right? They did this like 50 or 100 times. Most everybody said no. There was a huge line. They definitely weren't letting that lady cut in front of them, right? So they did the same thing, and she went up to the front of the line and said, Can I make just one copy real quick because my dog's in the car? So when you add the because to it and actually give people a reason why, they're much more likely to do what you ask them to do, right? So that's one example of how because is so much more powerful. Okay, and there's all kinds of other things, you guys. Like, one of the most powerful language patterns is awareness presuppositions. You can actually put somebody in a waking trance using pacing and leading. There's embedded commands, double negatives, quotes and extended quotes, tag questions, phonological ambiguities. So there's a lot more to this. And if you want to learn more about this, all you got to do, like I said, go to frankmandrews.com. Go ahead, sign up for the Inner Circle coaching program. It's like the second video down on the page. You can even pick up my marketing course 100% free over there. So you might as well go over there, check it out. Now, that's about all I got for tonight. Oh, one last thing before I go. One of the most powerful things, like all of those things aside, like people underestimate this, but one of the most powerful ways to be persuasive, you guys, is to just have certainty inside yourself. Like your state, how you feel inside, really literally affects the world. Like, you know, when I train people in neurolinguistic programming, conversational hypnosis, and things like that, like, we normally spend like the whole first session just on how to control your state, because how you feel inside, you know, if you're having a conversation with somebody, the person with the strongest frame, who holds up the frame the longest, well, that was awkward. I really need to fix that thing. But anyways, you guys, so that's enough for tonight. If you want to check out more, all you got to do is go to frankmandrews.com, and I'll see you guys over there. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop it down below.